Hello and welcome to Monorants the Boys, the only boys podcast that's never been so happy to see somebody use Purell. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and with me is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Sanitization is important.
Well, that's not why I was happy to see somebody use it. It was very much the specific person that was using it.
Yes, it was.
But yes, back to talk the second half of the penultimate episode of The Boys, the Frenchman, the female, and the man called Mother's Milk.
Yes.
All of whom we will be discussing in this half.
Yes.
Because they didn't really get much of a look in.
No, not really in the first half. First half was kind of like, this is what's going on with the 7.
Yeah, well, there was some Frenchie and stuff.
It was mostly wrapping up on that side. Like, the Deep has lost everything and he's now, like, all by himself.
Yes, the important stuff for the boys happens in this half.
In the back half, yeah.
Starting off with Butcher and Huey waking up, chained to a table.
Yes, because they got shin-in-in-in-it.
Yes, by Synapse. He doesn't actually show up there, but Huey wakes up and asks Butcher whether
he has a bit of a wiggle around.
Yeah, and then asks Butcher
and
if
Butcher's
he's tried.
Butcher's like, if I've tried, you're definitely not getting out. And he's like, fair enough. And Butcher's got like the far more heavy duty set on.
Yeah.
Like, Huey's just kind of zip tied to the chair.
Huey asks if he's tried using his Medusa dicks.
And he's like, of course I have.
Yeah, he says that's synapses in his head and stopping him from using the powers. And I'm like,
cool.
That's an impressive power. Could he use it on anybody?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're probably not going to get him over to their side because he's fairly evil. But it's impressive that he can suppress other soups' powers. Like, have we had another soup that can do that?
Well,
Harper can take on people's powers.
I don't know why you got a very random text off me the other day that just said, Harper!
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people.
Harper has mimic powers. Where the fuck is Harper?
Yeah, get Harper in. Because
she could chest blast him. Like, just get her to, like, touch Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Do you remember we were like, oh, she just has latent control over the powers.
She immediately seems to be able to just, innately control whatever.
And she's strong enough because she was able to control Godolphin.
And everybody that Godolphin was controlling.
Yeah, where the fuck is Harper?
When Godolphin had to train himself up to be able to control that many at once, she
Harper
just went,
was,
boop, touched him and was like, hey, I'm controlling everybody.
Like, Harper's like crazy strong. Like Harper's skill level?
Yeah.
I thought your power was tail.
But again, if they can't use Marie to take out Homelander when she was the main character of Gen V, they definitely can't use Harper to take out Homelander. No, you're right. They could get her to just touch on Soldier Boy.
And the more I think about it now, the more I'm sad that there's not going to be a Gen V season 3, because now that the virus seems to be off the table, I'm like, oh well, soups are going to survive, and I kind of want to see more of the kids.
Yeah.
And navigating Brave New World and like orchestrating what they want to do and things like that. So now I'm kind of pissed off.
Yeah, well, I think it was just not enough people watched it.
Yeah.
Compared to the main show for it to be.
But I think it had higher ratings.
Huh?
It had like a higher debut than the main show, I think.
Ranking, yeah. But I mean, rankings don't necessarily matter if the watch numbers aren't there. You know what I mean? Like 4 people can rate it 10 out of 10, but if they're the only 4 people who watched it, then it'd be like our podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when they've established that, when Butcher and Huey have established that they can't get out, Huey's like, well, level with me. There's nobody else here. You're just clutching at straws, right? You don't actually believe we can do anything. You're just grasping wildly at whatever can you think might help. And Butcher's like, no.
We are getting out of here.
Yeah, we're getting out of here.
We are winning. Yeah. We are getting, one of us is getting to the finish line if I have to drag your fucking sorry carcass the rest of the way.
Well, all of your corpses.
Yeah, and it is pretty fucking...
Well, Huey says that as grim as it is, it's also kind of hopeful, and I'm like, is it?
Well,
because he's basically just said, I will sacrifice every single one of you to get what I want done.
Yeah.
And Huey takes that as hopeful, and then is kind of surprised later on after the Synapse Kessler stuff, but we're not there yet, because Huey says, is it tell me about it? He just goes, oh, tell me about it. And Butcher's like, wait, what? And he's like, no,
that's
the
my
Billy
number
Joel
3
song. It's my number 3 song.
He's like, go fuck yourself. He's like, no, you started it.
Yeah, I have to get it straight before I die, basically. And then Butcher's like, no, look, we're going to get out of here.
Yeah, he's very, very positive about that fact. And it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I feel like...
Butcher's endless optimism on we'll find a way out, and because I'm not going to die until I kill him.
That I find is... I'm okay with that, because he's single-minded in like getting it done. But
he's a bit of, I've been in worse scrapes.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just like, why is he trying so hard to keep the hope in Huey?
I don't know. I think it's, if Hughie gives up, he's fucked.
Maybe.
Or maybe he actually genuinely wants to actually keep Hughie alive, and that's part of why the Kessler shit hits so hard.
Yeah. But before we get to the Kessler shit, Kimiko and Frenchie are still doing some more tests.
Yeah, it's not going well.
Yeah, she seems to be deteriorating more and more each time. And as Frenchie says, it's taking longer and longer for her to heal between sessions.
Yeah, and he's like,
and I need you to stay around because I was thinking about what you were saying about kids and three kids.
We could buy a place in Marseille on the water, and look, I found a Bernedoodle. Her name is Simone.
Yeah, we can adopt her. She's a rescue, much just like us. When he said that, I was like,
"Oh, he's gonna die.
He's dead. He's so dead." Like, I mean, we've been saying it all season, but he's absolutely 100% no chance dead now after he's agreed to have kids with her, having previously been like, "I don't want kids." He's so fucking dead.
No offense, Frenchie, but the amount of radiation the pair of you have been subjected to in the last couple of days, because there's no way that shielding is that safe when he's going in and out and like touching her and stuff.
I'd say it's more the touching her immediately after she's been irradiated than anything else that's going to give him like secondary radiation.
Yeah, I don't think either of you are going to be capable of actually having children.
Moot point anyway, because he's dead by the end of the episode.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because you're dead. But he goes to have another attempt at talking to Sage,
who's still shouting at Love Island.
Well, this is the Love Island thing.
Yeah,
we haven't seen her watching Love Island yet, but he goes to bring her food.
And she throws it at the wall.
She throws it at the wall and says she wanted a fucking chalupa. And then
I don't understand what the difference is.
Neither do I. Okay. But then when he tries to stand in front of her and make his case,
she's
just like, "You're blocking my view." And I was surprised by his response both times.
I just slapped her with the plate.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't slap her with the plate because again, I've said this before, violence is not the answer, but that woman needs a slap.
Yeah. Sometimes you just
cop
need
onto
to
yourself.
Shock people. It's like when somebody's having a panic attack. Sometimes you need to just wallop them.
But
reset
she throws
them.
She throws the food against the wall really angrily and ungratefully, and he just takes it. And then when he says you're in the way,
my innate response to that is to drag her over there and rub her face in it. But I know that's wrong. But literally my thought was put her nose in it.
I'll let the food thing slide, but when she's like, "You're in my way," I was genuinely expecting him to just turn and just smash the TV off the table and be like, "There, now nobody can fucking watch it." But I'm guessing the reason he doesn't is because they can connect over Love Island. But I don't necessarily have a problem with him being a Love Island fan like you did. I just have a problem with the TV still being on because he should have smashed that. But yeah, he says he sits down beside her and makes some comment about. I don't know what he says. He says a name, and I think it's supposed to be a smushed name of two people together.
Yeah.
That fucking. I can't think of a single Benifer. That was the first one that came to my head. But yeah, I think it's supposed to be like Avak. He says cord something.
I don't know.
Anyway, they're still a couple, and that gives him some comfort. And Sage is like, "Holy shit, you watch Love Island?" And he says he watches all of them, every version from every country, because he loves love, basically. And it is what she was saying. He thinks it's great. The show is great because love is unpredictable and there's still some mystery in the world, and that's why he loves it. And he kind of switches from talking about the show to making it about her.
Yeah,
and it's nice to have some mystery in the world, to not know everything. And then he says, "Have you never been so completely loved?" And she turns and looks at a picture of Grandma.
Yeah.
And I think that combined with him talking about how much he loves Kimiko, she's like, "Well, I like all the people on the show who are in love because they're in love, and here's a real person sitting in front of me."
The culmination of it is he finally manages to break through, and she's like, "Okay, I'll help you, but you gotta give me a few hours
to get my brain good." I like that, but I think it would have been more effective if she didn't, because when she agrees, she's like, "Oh, fucking fine." Yeah. And then she says the line about, "But you gotta give me a few hours." Whereas if it had just been like, "Okay, I'll help, but you gotta give me a few hours," it would seem like she was kind of all taken up with the idea of the two of them being in love. With the fucking fine first spoils it a little bit, I thought. But then she just pulls a vibrator out from that dirty ass sofa.
Yeah.
And not using any Purell, just starts putting lube on it. And I was like, clean it first. Jesus Christ.
The UTIs. Because he does also point out that the couch smells like urine.
Yeah.
So gross.
Yeah, so she's really, really gone downhill. So I suppose, if she's just sitting on the couch.
Although, as you pointed out, all the girls have the Starlighter one, so it must be the best one.
Well, any of the girls we have seen
with collection of sex toys.
With one of them by choice has been Sage and Emma have both had it. So yeah, it seems to be the one that the girls go for.
Yeah, it's
they're not going for the deep flounder pounder or
But,
no, sorry, I tell a lie. It's not the one that all the girls go for. Because Ashley went for the Homelander strap-on.
Yeah, but Ashley's not normal.
Well, and also, Ashley wasn't using the strap-on on herself.
Yeah. But on a side note, wash and sterilize your toys.
Yeah, definitely. Don't pull them out of a dirty urine-soaked sofa to use them.
No.
I do like the way he's just kind of looking at her in disbelief. Like, really? Just no shame about it? And she's like,
unless you want
to join in. No, Sage, he literally has just, made the case for how much he loves this woman.
And he can't bear to see her die. Or, well, in fairness, to kill her.
I think he is a monogamous person now.
Yeah.
Season 1 and Season 2 and even Season 3 and maybe Season 4, Frenchie, were open to
well, he is French.
polygamy. Yeah, but now I think he's a one-woman guy. At least for the next day.
Not even.
Yeah, couple of hours. But where Sage has agreed to help, it seems like Annie is just about ready to give up because after a phone call from what she thinks is Huey, and it's actually Synapse.
No, well, it's on the walkie-talkie.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Where Synapse is like,
he says
they were tossing Oh Father's trailer and there was a load of really freaky stuff in there.
Yeah.
And Annie and MM are like, well, we have eyes on him in the Tech Night Theatre.
They were
Synapse
in the projection booth.
We're in the projection booth and Synapse is like, cool.
I'll go and get you.
Yeah, and then they takes a really long time to go find her.
I think I understand why that happens because our father then asks about who in the room believes Homelander is the one true God. They all say yes, and he kind of gives a bit of a look to the psychics, and one of them comes over, hands him a list, and he then says, anybody who's on this list
is free to go.
The rest of you grab a toilet break and then come back here.
Well, and the guys who are free to go get like a big like Vitality swag bag on their way out. It's like 6 people. Everybody else stay here for more in-depth conversations. Looks really uncomfortable. He does, yeah, but that's the stuff that makes Annie give up because she's like, holy shit, they're just going to believe whatever Homelander tells them to believe. After she sees all the hands go up. What's the point in trying to save people who don't even want to be saved? Yeah. And MM gives it to her straight. Yeah, in a fantastic way. Yeah. Because he comes back he comes back to good old MM. And we get the story of his name. Yes, which is not the comic book one. Well, yeah, because obviously it wasn't going to be the comic book one because the comic book one is directly related to him having powers. Yeah. This one, it turns out, is because he rescued a little pigeon. Yeah, a little manky pigeon. Well, it's kids being horrible. Because kids will be horrible. Yeah, because he's like, kids after so his granddad died, he got bullied relentlessly. Yeah. And one day he finds a pigeon on the sidewalk and had a little broken wing, and he was like, right, if I can just save this one little pigeon, if I can help one little thing, maybe it'll make something better. And he takes the pigeon home and he feeds it and stuff like that, and the other kids find out, and kids being kids and being horrendously cruel. It's just more ammo. Yeah, so they instead of calling him Marvin Milk, they call him Mother's Milk. Yeah. Highly creative. It's not a bad one. Like, it's not a bad... Given, with the context of the story, it's not a terrible, nickname to come up with to, piss off a kid, Because, they're like, oh, what are you letting them suck on your titties or your dick? Yeah. And he says that's just how it went on until the day that... The little pigeon flew out of his house all better. Straight over their heads. And he says, the side of a bus. He says the thing... Like all those videos of people who are like, we caught this mouse, and they let it out, and then an eagle... Fucking eagle comes straight in. Swoop! But yeah, he says that despite all that, he... was proud of the name. And he was proud to be kind. Yeah, he saw that, doing that made his family proud as well. Yeah. But also, he did... He liked helping people, and that's just a core part of who he is. But that name became an indicator of how much he cares. Yeah. And then to go on to talk about being in the camp and saying something changed, and instead of being a motherfucker with a heart, he just became a motherfucker. Yeah. And he's sick of being like that. Yeah, and I think back when he was a kid, the fact that he stuck with it, even after the kids make fun of him, he still sticks. Even the kids know he's taken in this pigeon, and it makes it worse for the bullying, but he still stays with the pigeon until the pigeon is safe. Yeah, it's a pigeon, dude. Yeah, oh no, but
that is MM.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fact that he kept that name from childhood
yeah.
all the way through, because he's like, no, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Like, this name was given. There's something that I've always loved about when people get shitty nicknames.
And just embrace it.
And embrace it, but turn it into a badge of pride. Like, there was a guy in our school called Buff.
Yeah.
Which stood for big, ugly, fat fuck.
Yeah.
And he bet the ever-loving shit out of the guy who gave him that nickname. And then said, everybody else in this school is allowed to call me Buff. But if you ever call to me again, I'll hit you, I'll beat you twice as hard. And everybody else was allowed to call him Buff. And he did, he wore it as a badge of pride. But that guy could never say it. And never did again. And yeah, I like when somebody takes that and turns it around. It's like, no, this is a badge of pride. And yeah, the year in the camp, it was easier for him to be cynical.
Yeah.
But I think seeing how cynical Annie is, and I think also the fact that Homelander got the V1, he was saying he needed to be cynical so that they could do what they needed to do to release the virus.
Yeah,
to stop Homelander's
gotten the
but
V1.
Homelander's gotten the V1, so they're releasing the virus is pointless.
And giving up, and
so he can go back to old MM.
Yeah, he can be as neurotic.
To do the hard things anymore. Like he said to Butcher, if I go back to the feeling, caring MM, I won't be able to do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Now they don't need to do that anymore, so he can go back to being the good, caring, feeling MM.
I think he was just tired of pretending to be something he wasn't.
That too, yeah. But he says to Annie that...
And also, like, he's been seeing, like, he got a very brutal wake-up call from the Legend.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd say it was more of the stuff that happened directly in the last episode.
Yeah, I'm watching
of what
Annie,
was said to him, and watching the people around him.
I'm watching Annie crush Marie.
And Jordan earlier in the episode. Yeah, because he says to Annie...
But Annie's also now getting her own knocks by watching what Vought are putting out about her and the way she's being represented.
Well, I think...
And she's suffering.
She's going further down that why should I care path that MM is on, and MM's like, no.
I can't let you do that.
I can't let you do that.
I can't let myself do that.
And yeah, he finishes it off by saying that, like, when the world is shit, doing the kind thing is actually
the hard.
That's the hard thing. That's what makes you hard. And that's who I am, and that's who you are too.
They're interrupted then by a jiggly doorknob.
Yes.
So they hide in the ceiling.
And in comes Sheline.
Yay!
To have a quick look around and then groom herself.
Yes. She's very flexible.
Is she supposed to have unzipped her trousers the whole way around?
I think so.
Because otherwise she's just licking her trousers.
Yeah, I think the implication is that, well, we know she poops in a litter box, is that she's just got to zip the whole way around.
Yeah, so she can just poop out the pants in a litter box. Yeah, it was funny though.
It was really funny.
The legs go right the way up.
Wow, well done. Both legs in the air at the same time.
But yeah, while she's licking herself, Dognot comes in.
Oh, it's just weird.
And he's like, hey,
this is slightly uncomfortable, and I feel like there should be a more adult present, because... Yeah,
she's...
young?
Yeah, well, she's in a group called the Teenage Kicks, so she's probably not...
I'm assuming old. She's like 18, 19, 20, because they're obviously going to be of adult age to work, like, so. But she's still just... Going
off Countess Crow.
Yeah.
She's
like 19.
But she wanted to go back to her parents as well. And I think MM is like, how old are you? 19, and they're already on all these drugs. Yeah. So she's probably around that age.
And
Dognot's definitely way older than that.
Dognot gives off like fucking Amber Alert vibes.
Yes, he does.
And then he's like, do you smell that? And they're like, oh shit, they can smell them up in the attic. But no.
No, it's not.
No, he then there's some... Well, if this was just normal animals, I'd be like, yep, this is perfectly normal socialization. This is all good signs. Yeah, let them explore each other. But when it's humans doing it, I'm so uncomfortable.
Well, it's not that. It's the
growling.
No, it's the fact that it's a cat and a dog. Cats will sniff each other's butts, and dogs will sniff each other's butts. But a cat will not sniff a dog's butt, and a dog will not sniff a cat's butt.
Also, if she'd made the face that the cats make when they sniff each other's butts, the general like face.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's like, yeah, you had Chipotle for lunch, I was like, oh, you're really lucky Tech Night didn't find you.
Yeah. He sniffs on her butt and discusses exactly what she had for lunch.
And she sniffs
on his butt and says what he had. The circling bit I did think was quite funny.
The circling was funny.
And his line about the fact that he stole his lunch straight off the counter.
Yeah, yeah.
That was like, that's proper dog behaviour right there. I like that, yeah. But yeah, they're obviously deeply distracted because neither of them can actually smell Starlight and MM directly above them.
No, but animals for you.
Yeah, easily
they
distracted.
They are not in work mode. See, this is why you gotta neuter your pets.
You should. Dog knot should definitely be neutered anyway.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine with a big cone on?
Wouldn't mind seeing that. That would be quite funny. But again, by the end of the episode...
Big old cone of shame.
By the end of the episode, they're both dead.
Yeah.
However, somebody who is not dead by the end of the episode is Soldier Boy. Because he's in a tube.
Yeah. So, after being strangled out, he's undressed him and put him in the tube. I'm surprised he's not wearing his outfit.
Yeah, I'm Soldier Boy now.
Like, I was fully expecting him to be in the outfit.
Why?
I don't know. He's got some issues. Like,
yes, he does have issues, but I don't know why he'd get in the costume.
Why not? He got in the tube.
He did get in the tube and sniffed the straps, yeah.
Yeah, like...
But I had said in the last episode...
Like, he welded... I'm surprised he doesn't have the broken apart shield. I welded your shield back together. Like, it makes it better.
We had said in part 1 that the fact that he turned on Soldier Boy, and I think we mentioned that he ends up in the tube, we were like, oh, somebody's going to have to come and let him out, and that'll probably be how they... I think it's going to be the Deep. Yeah, you said it'll be the Deep, and I said he'd be the only one who could. But the point that I'm making is we thought that it was inevitable that Soldier Boy was going to be let out. It didn't occur to us that he might just stay in the fucking tube for the final show, or the final episode of the show ever. There has been some talk online, I don't know how true it is or not, of the fact that that was his last appearance. Yeah,
speculation. But we shall see.
There's something that makes me think that it might be a bit more than speculation, but I'm not going to go into it because it hasn't happened yet, so I don't want to give out about something that might not even happen.
Yeah.
But it would be a bit weird if that was, to me anyway, if that was where they left him, just in a tube.
Yeah, because then what was the point?
All it did was he got the V1 from Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
But there probably could have been another way to get the V1 if he started the season in the tube and he finishes the season in the tube.
Yeah.
And in between, all he did was go, I am on your side, I'm not on your side, I'm on your side, I'm not on your side. Oh, well, here's the V1 anyway because it's what Clara wanted, but I'm still not on your side.
And tube.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But I said that might not even be the case, so we'll wait to see what happens next season or next episode. I just wanted to address the fact that we were only considering one possibility.
Yeah, that he gets back out.
That he gets out. Whereas there is the possibility that he doesn't. But after Homelander stares at him for a while, Father calls him to fill him in on...
Well, he's like, how'd the broadcast go?
And he says mixed blessings.
Yeah.
Because they found
Butcher and
Huey.
And Homelander's like, great, Starlight won't be far behind.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you want us to kill him? He's like, no, first of all, get Sage's location.
Yeah, I owe her a visit. And then he basically...
is like, how's the broadcast
Yeah, he can't wait to get on to that.
Yeah.
Like, he almost doesn't care about the rest of it. It's just like a second, it's like an afterthought. Oh yeah, find out where Sage is so I can go and see her when I have a chance. Now tell me, what about this screening?
Yeah, how did it go? I do? How many true believers are there? And he was like 6. And he's like 6 out of 30.
Out of 30?
He's like, yeah. And he goes, right, give them the full VIP treatment.
He's
like...
Well, he says...
proselytizing is my other superpower.
And then he says, give them the VIP treatment.
And he's like, no, I can convert them. I was like, what the fuck is a VIP treatment? And I'm like, well, he's got a whole bunch of psychics there, so like, why can't he just do that?
Well, yeah, we were saying that last week, just convert them. But I suppose if all Homelander wants is just the actual true believers, and as the Madonna Stillwell said, you can kill all the others.
Yeah, skin the babies.
Skin babies in front of their mothers and drown the rest of them in their own blood. You know, and the remaining 5% of the population will be true believers. She even said, she mentioned I don't know if it was 5%, but she did mention a really small number. She was like, the remaining tiny few will be true believers. 6 out of 30 is a good ratio. That's a fifth.
Yeah.
That's 20%.
Yeah.
That's way higher than Madison said. Now, I know they are Homelander fans
as well, so they're already skewed in his favour. But yeah, I suppose he assumed that out of these being his most fervent online
terrible.
Fans. Yeah.
That's still not terrible, but he says no, give him the VIP treatment, which is
apparently death. Yeah, and not
re-edification, as you said.
Yeah, and death in slow, clumsy manner.
Yes, it is a foolish way of going about it.
Father in this, he is questioning what's going on. You can see him at, the reception isn't good. Homelander has no leeway for anything else. And you can see him kind of starting to falter.
Yeah, I think Father was hoping that he would get to preach loads. Yeah. Like that, But he told Annie what he told Annie, that he believes in Homelander.
Yeah, and when he's addressing the group of people and he's like, you didn't believe where it counts in your hearts. And he's like, there's no
room for heresy.
But he's realizing what he's saying as he's saying it and the implications of that.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think he's worried for himself or anything, but I think he's just like...
I don't think he's on board with
I wanted to preach. Yeah, I wanted to preach and bring people in. And he
also believes in his ability to convert people to Homelander's message.
He wants to show people
of pride,
how to see Homelander the same way he sees Homelander.
Yeah,
and he thinks
gives us a voice.
He obviously believes in his own abilities, that is, because he says that his other superpower is proselytizing and that he can convert them. He believes that. So he's like, give me the chance to preach to all these people. He is still a preacher at heart. He's just preaching about a different God now. But Homelander's like, no time for that.
No,
you're going to be responsible for killing the ones that don't believe in me. And I don't think he wants that.
No, and Daveed Diggs' performance this episode is brilliant because we've seen him in his showy, glitzy glam, like full on stage persona.
Yeah.
And the very serious side of him that takes that incredibly seriously and professional. And having as well Homelander just be like, no, having it like what he considers to be his other great power just completely dismissed.
Yeah.
And realizing that in real time that he is a patsy.
He's not a patsy in that sense, but like he is just a pawn for him. But one of his former pawns, not having a great time, the Deep.
Yeah, the Deep is just out on a dock. And
well, he's still on that pier.
He's still on that pier. And how did Pop Pop get that far out? Like, Pop Pop didn't just fall down the well.
No, I think Pop Pop got dragged out by another sea creature.
Oh, and they're trying
to intentionally. They're like that. They're like.
Anytime I hear like white American people calling their grandparents stupid names like that.
Pop.
That Liza Scherzinger sketch about white people having like kittenified names for their grandparents.
Oh, like Meemaw and things like that.
This is my Nim Nam. And yeah, Nim Nam's got 53 confirmed kills. It's like this weird dehumanizing, like babyish type nickname for your grandparents, because mine were like nanny.
I think it's just because it comes from kids not being able to say, grandmother and grandfather, and they just mangle the words, and then whatever they mangle it at, the parents are like, that's so cute, let's call it that from now on.
Yeah,
that's what I reckon. But yeah, maybe not Xander, but some sea creature
something is dragged out Grampy.
We need to try and arrange a way to get like he's still sitting on the pier.
Yeah, because I was full on expecting Xander to be like, come on, get in the water.
Well, no, then it would have been obvious.
Yeah.
But I think Deep knows that if it's not a trap, it certainly could end up being bad for him.
It's so horrible, but the guy draining just going, fucking hell! Or fuck me, or some iteration of it was brilliant. I don't know why it entertained me so much.
No, I liked the...
I was like, why aren't you saving him?
No, but
the manager being...
Yes.
Because he's on the phone with the manager.
Scene starts. He's on the phone with the manager and he's being like...
Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah. Vegas. And they're like...
Anywhere famously landlocked.
I just love the way the manager responds, being, Kevin, honey, those are all landlocked states. Like, and water is your brand. It's all you have. And he's like, it's not all I have. And she's like, yes. Yes, it is. And you can even hear the manager then when Pop Pop...
oh, brilliant, this is free publicity.
Yeah, get in there, get in the water and save him.
Yeah, come on.
And the best bit about the whole scene is
just... him slinking away.
The way he kind of hunkers down and tries to make himself small and creeps backwards out of view of the person who's filming him. But yeah, I think this scene, I mentioned it last episode, but I think this scene is the reason why I think he's going to live.
Survive, yeah.
Because...
he's had everything taken away from him.
Yeah, well, and now this will be the last of it. He's not even a hero.
He's not in the 7 anymore. He's not allowed anywhere near water. Now he's just walked away from a water adjacent crime.
An obvious save for him. And I think why bother showing us somebody filming it if you're just going to kill him off? If it's not going to be, So yeah, I think he's actually going to survive, and he's just going to have to survive as being the fake superhero that everybody now hates because they know he was useless all along, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it could be funny if he ends up being...
the sea creatures don't even like him anymore.
Yeah, so he's just left with nobody liking him. And yeah, I think it would be funny if him and Homelander were cellmates. But that is all we get of the Deep for this episode. So I'm assuming he will show up.
Yeah,
next week.
because I just love seeing Chase Crawford. He plays a wonderful idiot.
Oh yeah,
His fantastic.
So many like brilliant little moments of him.
It's so hard to do comedy in a show that's quite serious, and just a lot of the time it's his face.
Yeah. I was just going to say,
he does such good, like his puppy dog eyes.
Reactions to news bits on TV, like when Starlight.
When he's like stuffing chips, like
he's looking around like he's expecting somebody to burst into the room and arrest him there and
drinking,
then.
like when he's slurping on the straw and looking around.
When he's watching the head popper on Congress, and he's like holding his own head, like.
Oh, he's fucking brilliant. He really is.
Yeah,
I fucking love Chase Crawford. I was just like at the start when it was announced that was him, I was like, oh yeah, he's the Deep, and he was like the good-looking pretty boy.
Yeah,
and he plays that really well, but he's just lent very much into it. Because again, I'm like, even though I was like last week, I was like, yeah, fuck it, kill him. I'm kind of like, oh no, oh look, he's all sad again, and he doesn't understand why nobody likes him. And now I want him to survive. So
you want him to survive now?
A little bit, yeah.
I think he will. No, I really think he will. Partly because of what we said, and also he's one of the only ones to survive from the comics.
Yeah, and it would just be funny if he's the only one who actually made it the whole way through.
And he's the only one who's not been like evil.
Yeah.
Kind of in that sense, he's
a henchman.
Selfish and idiotic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
like the worst thing, sort of, that he's done is the assault on Annie.
I would argue that would have been until the season 4 finale. Do you not remember what he said to Seth? Or sorry, Evan, before killing him.
Oh,
where he was like, tell me I'm the smartest in the 7.
Yeah.
And, I don't believe you anyway, bro. You're just afraid of me, but that's good enough. And then he kills him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he is a little bit evil. But but he's still probably going to live.
He's also a fucking idiot.
He is. But that's all there is for the Deep in this episode. Back with Huey and Butcher. Huey asks him about the topless steakhouse.
Yeah, what was it called?
Butcher says it's called the Juicy Rack.
Of course it is.
And Huey says if we get out, we'll go there. And
Butcher's
like,
no. When we get out,
we are definitely going there. And in walks Synapse again.
Yeah, and I'm kind of pissed off because I want to see more of Synapse because the dude that plays him is weirdly creepy in a very interesting way.
He's good.
He's got that David Dasmalkian kind of level of you weird me out, but I want to see more. The way he's like, I have a bit of an erection. It's just the delivery and the way he looks at him like he's a science experiment. I'm completely fascinated. I was like, give me more of you. I'm glad that we had Kessler and it works better being delivered as Kessler.
But the fact that even the
weird little, like that little 30 seconds that he's talking, it's just such a, and then
it's good, yeah. And the fact that
then later on with the story about the brother, and it's like, nah, I want to see that.
Yeah, the fact that he's a psychic serial killer.
Yeah.
I really kind of wish he had been introduced earlier. But not only that, he's a psychic serial killer who doesn't want to spend any more time than he has to inside Butcher's head.
Yeah.
The evil psychic serial killer doesn't want to be in Butcher's head.
Yeah.
But while he's in there,
second time Butcher is referred to as a rat's nest.
Yeah. I think he's more referring to Butcher's brain than his chest tentacles. But while he's in the brain of Butcher, he's going to make good use of it. So he decides to put the shits up Huey by turning into Kessler. Well, put the shits up both of them, really.
Yeah. So either he's just projecting, like making Huey see him
I think
as
he's just
Kessler. He's not actually physically turned into Kessler.
Which I also assume when he was talking to Annie, he's just making Annie think. He's not mimicking Huey's voice. He's making Annie think that he's using that it's Huey's voice.
I don't know. Maybe he can mimic to a degree.
Well, if he can mimic to a degree, then he's got an extra set of powers as well. I just assumed that it was him making Annie think that, which means it works at a distance as well.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty powerful soup.
Well, he hasn't touched them at all while he's doing stuff. He's just rifling through their brains.
But yeah, he turns into Kessler and has a bunch of interesting things to say. But one of the things that I thought was most interesting was where he's like, I'm not what you made me out to be. You're so messed up in the head that you tried to make me this angry, no holds barred, won't stop for anything kind of guy. But that's not me. That was you. Yeah,
getting the backstory of Kessler and that Kessler was actually one of Billy's many canaries.
Yeah, he says he was supposed to be his conscience.
Yeah. Because Billy Boy here don't have a conscience, so you got to be his Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
Because I was that one. But what he doesn't tell you is that if you try and stop him.
Yeah.
he'll fuck you up.
Yeah, he says that he was his conscience and that he was there to pull him back from the edge, and asks Huey if that sounds familiar.
And that's kind of why I think the virus rifled through there and found somebody that he did care for and be like, no. You felt guilt, or at least used his guilt over his death.
Yeah.
To then be like, oh, look, this is your friend. This is somebody you trusted. He's telling you to do this. When Kessler's like, get all the stuff, fuck him up. But before we find out that Kessler's just in his head.
Yeah, we're talking about season 4, Kessler, that manifested as the guy who was like, do the virus, do all the bad things, get Ryan.
Getting this actual truth about Kessler and about how Butcher had treated him and the backstory of what happened, although I don't think they're fighting ISIS, again, doesn't make sense timeline-wise.
It depends on when they worked together.
Because it would have more likely been Al-Qaeda.
If it was when Butcher was in the army and they met when Butcher was in the British army, working in Afghanistan with the British army, and he was there because the CIA were there, then it wasn't ISIS. If it was after he was recruited by Mallory, which it could have been...
Why would he have been after ISIS then? Because he was focused more on soups.
That's what I didn't get.
Make sense. And I was like, Al-Qaeda would have just explained that away and I wouldn't have questioned it.
That's what I was going to say. So if they had said Al-Qaeda, it would have made more sense timeline-wise, because the two of them could have been in there during the war on terror in Afghanistan.
The Homelander...
before any of the Homelander stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's more recent... and it was after he was recruited by Mallory, why was Mallory sending him off to do normal CIA stuff?
Yeah.
But that would have made the timeline right for it to be an ISIS person.
When Kessler's first introduced, what I got was that they were like, they were in special forces together and he got recruited out into the CIA, or that's where he's ended up working now that he's retired out of the military.
Yeah, because...
that's how it kind of comes across with their meeting and everything like that.
And it would kind of make more sense because...
it's the second time in like 2 or 3 episodes that they've just... it's one line has just caught my eye and fucked up everything.
The Kimiko one was...
the Kimiko one really, I was like...
well, also, I kind of thought about it afterwards with the Kimiko line. It could have been a case that she was watching all the Golden Geisha stuff when she was learning to actually speak out loud.
Yeah.
But the impression from what she's saying in that episode is that she watched it when she was a little
really
girl.
Small, yeah.
And yeah, it's a similar kind of thing here. He says ISIS, but I got the impression the two of them worked together way back when it would have been Al-Qaeda.
Yeah.
But if it was ISIS and it was more recent, then why the fuck were the two of them doing CIA stuff in Afghanistan when he should have been hunting Butcher?
Yeah.
Or Homelander.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little small thing, but considering the rest of that speech is so fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, he says about what went down in the Panjshir Valley.
And he's like, the target wasn't worth it.
That's a great delivery.
Yeah.
Because in that moment, it's almost like it's actually Kessler.
Yeah.
Saying the target wasn't worth it. I'm dead because you went for that target that wasn't worth it.
Memory of the moment.
Yeah, but it's just, I thought it was very, very well done. So he tells the whole story about what went down in the Panjshir Valley and how Butcher got his entire crew killed, but still got his man.
He got his man, but he was the only person who walked out.
And then he says that there's a whole load of canaries in Butcher's coal mine.
Yeah.
And it says the line about he'll say he wants you to pull him back, but if you try to pull him back, he's just going to go through you. And Huey says something in response. I can't quite remember what it is. Synapse is like, it doesn't matter. This was just a distraction anyway.
Yeah, he's like, why are you telling me this? And he's
yeah.
like, well, it doesn't matter. It's just distraction because I've been rifling through your head. So Sage is in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And you want to saddle Kimiko with Soldier Boy's powers?
Yeah, and like, whoa, that's really fucked up. Like, that's how far gone you are at this stage. Woof.
Really? Like, you want to do that, dude? It's like, well, Homelander will be really, really interested in this information.
Yeah. And exits the room.
Yeah. Butcher looks a bit like, oh fuck. He's had a big...
he's shell-shocked.
Yeah.
Because Huey's...
like, is that true? Is what he said true?
No, he doesn't ask that till later. What Huey says there is, we have to tell Frenchie. We have to warn Frenchie.
Have to warn Frenchie.
And like, Butcher is just spaced out. And he's like, Butcher, we have to warn Frenchie. And that actually is why I reckon it took them so long for Sheline or anybody to go to MM and Annie.
Yeah.
Because Synapse had found out exactly where they were. Father then makes the call to Homelander.
And Homelander
saying, will we kill them?
And as soon as Homelander finds out where he's like,
I want to find out where Sage is.
As soon as he finds out then where Sage is, he tells Homelander, and off Homelander pops.
But in terms of why it took so long for anybody to come looking for Annie and MM, I think Synapse was going to go and try and find them because he knew where they were.
Had to interrogate.
But then, O'Farrell says, no, you go back and interrogate them, and we'll send Sheila and Dognot to look for them. And that's why it takes so long.
And then they probably come back because they've been slacking off because they've been sniffing each other's butts and been like, oh, we couldn't find them. They're not. They've left. They're somewhere else on. They assume they're somewhere else on the property. They go back to the big conference hall with the rest of the people that are there. Yeah,
and then that's where we've already briefly discussed O'Father having the line about there's no room for heresy. And he didn't believe in your hearts, and he says that, and then he leaves. But Sheila and Dognot stay in the room.
And then Sheila rips the door handles off.
And they rip the door handles off.
And panic ensues. And a guy comes up and starts to square up to her, and she just kind of hisses at him and then slices his throat.
I don't think he squares up at her. He's like, he just comes up to her and is like, are we not allowed to leave?
Yeah. No, clearly
no. Obviously, you fucking idiots. They've just menacingly, given everything that's just happened in context. There's no room for heresy. The doors get closed and the handles get broken off, and it's just you and a couple of soups. What do you think, buddy? What do you think?
No, you're not allowed to leave.
No, they're not allowed to leave.
Chaos erupts. They start wailing on people.
Lots of screaming. Dognot actually bites out some guy's throat, which I thought was a nice little touch.
I was like, why? Very useless.
What? Biting at people's throats?
Well, number one, you have loads of psychics there that could...
why getting those two to do it? Yeah.
Just squish, squish, squish. This is just going to be messy. Well, we don't require so much cleanup. The damage that's done.
We don't know what powers those psychics had. They were
all serving consecutive life sentences for murder.
But we don't know that.
So presumably they either made people kill themselves or they were able to I'm
trying to give the show the benefit of the doubt.
I know, but all you have to do is tell people to stop, to hold their breath.
But we don't know what those two soups could or couldn't do beyond that they are able to read minds because that was the purpose that they were there for. Synapse can make people do things because that's what Huey says, that he made his brother gut himself. Yeah. So Synapse could very, very easily, even if you wanted to get Dognot and Sheila to do the killing, Synapse could just walk into that room and just make them all sit down. Yeah. And then you just go around and kill them all, one by one. Yeah. If you have to kill them, instead of re-netificating them into believers, but fair enough, Homelander wants true believers. He doesn't want fake believers, even if they are brainwashed, I'm guessing. But yeah, why?
It just seems like unnecessary cleanup.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. You should use the psychics in concert with those two to kill everybody, instead of just having them run all around the room.
And breaking shit and spraying.
And then when Annie and MM burst in, as they do, there would have been more people to defend against Annie and MM instead of just...
And also, they're leave, and people start running for the door. If they all had to stay there, they would have had to have, been lifted.
Yeah. But then our heroes wouldn't have won. So. No. But yeah, Annie and MM burst in. Annie takes on Dognot. MM goes to take on Sheila, and she runs away. Well, he's got a gun. And then he very cleverly...
He shoots the water
container, and that freaks her out because she's a cat. Yeah. For the same reason she didn't want to drink the water.
Yeah, because cats are notoriously bad at drinking water.
Well, I think that was supposed to be she doesn't want water because cats drink milk. What are you stupid? But cats drink water. Cats shouldn't drink milk.
No, they shouldn't. They are very, very, very badly lactose intolerant. Please do not give your cats milk.
Yes, but enough PSAs about animal safety. Yeah. Sheila then comes running back down to attack MM.
Yeah, it's a fun fight.
Yeah, it's a kind of there's a little bit of a she's on top of the fight, then he's on top of the fight. Kind of he gets one or two good punches in, and then goes back for the gun.
He tries to shoot her a fair few times, runs out of ammo.
Well, she knocks the gun out of his hand, and then he punches her and gets the gun, and then runs out of ammo.
And then kicks her down the stairs a bit more again.
Sees the rat.
And notices the rat, and is like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Which had been
up in the vent. Well, another rat.
Probably not the same rat. That's a fair point, yeah.
And picks it up and throws it at her, thinking it'll be a distraction, which it is. And she does the most cat-like thing possible.
Yeah, catches it straight away and then eats it.
Yeah, no, when and everyone screams at that. Yeah. And Dognot's like, hey, get your head back in the game. When she just turns around and looks at him and goes, fuck off. That is the most cat-like thing.
Yes, but just on everybody screaming about her eating the head off the rat.
They've been killing you.
Yeah, these people are murdering people around you.
They're actively trying to murder you.
That shouldn't make you scream anymore. If that was the only thing that happened in the room, it might freak you out. But yeah, she's already killed a bunch of people. Dognot's already killed a bunch of people. Why are you screaming over that?
Dognot and Starlight are like slugging it the hell out. Although she doesn't really. I always wonder why she doesn't fight with her powers.
She waits for way too long to use her powers.
Yeah.
Saw it with the Father fight. She does win here.
Yeah.
But she always opens the fight with a blast and then punches a whole load and then finishes the fight with a blast.
Where she needs to be like using the blast.
Use the blast all the time, yeah. But yeah, he says, get your head in the game, and then gets his head plowed into a wall.
Well, yeah.
And stabs her in the back with
like four.
Again, I'm assuming Halatane.
I don't know, it's enough for an OD.
Whatever it is,
she is foaming out the mouth.
It's enough to overdose her, and he's been plowed into a wall head first, so they're both dead now.
Yeah, and then MM stands up and pulls out a pack of wet wipes.
Yeah. I know I said Purell at the start, but you knew what I meant. is back on his clean freak.
It was like, yes! Never been so happy to see a pack about wet wipes.
The first hint of it was the fact that he was weirded out by the rat when they're hiding up in the roof.
Yeah.
Second hint is the fact that he hesitates to pick up the rat, and then,
the wet wipes.
It's like, yes, was back. That was one of the points where I shouted at the screen.
And then, they continue to herd everybody out and make their escape.
Yeah, that's not the only escape that's happening, because back in the room with Butcher and Huey.
Yeah, Kessler's
left.
Yeah.
As you said, presumably to go and give the information to Father about where Sage is.
Yeah.
Because that's what or directly to Homelander.
Requested, yeah.
When he's gone, Huey asks if it was true. And Butcher says, every fucking word. Which I was kind of surprised by, the honesty. Although maybe he's like, there's no point in lying at this point. I've already told him I'll drag his corpse across the line. And then fake Kessler said all this shit. So what's the point in lying now?
Yeah. So he's like, may as well just be honest with them. Like, Huey has, I think, seen the worst of Butcher more than any of the rest of them have. Like Huey very much has seen Butcher at his lowest. He's like vomited on him numerous times. They had the euphoria of the V24 together.
Yeah.
He has tried to stop Huey as well a couple of times from doing shit. Like when he finds out about the V24, he doesn't necessarily tell him not to take it.
He doesn't do it in the best way.
But he does lie to him and tell him that he's after using it all.
And I think that actually is...
Like, he does try and protect him in this weird, fucked up, roundabout way, because he's never been shown how to do that
I was
going
to say, as true as what everything Kessler said was, I think Huey is the one true real canary for Butcher.
Yeah.
Because every time we see Butcher has gone too far, or we think Butcher has gone too far, he does something that brings him back.
Even Becca couldn't do that.
But like you said with the V24, he doesn't do it in a great way.
Yeah, but he does stop him.
He can't bring himself to risk Huey's death to get the job done, so he knocks him out and leaves him behind.
Yeah.
He didn't want Homelander to get the V1 and wanted to get him with the virus. But even with that, he still says to Huey, thinking back upon Lenny, he turns around to Huey and says, if we can find the V1 before the virus is ready.
Like, he compromises with him.
And I don't think he would ever have done that for Kessler. So as true as everything Kessler said was, and that, like, he wants a conscience, but he still wants to do the bad thing. And if you get in the way, he'll knock you down, is true for everybody. And even largely true to Huey.
Yeah.
Up to a point. There is a point where Huey will work as canary. I think there's one more episode left where they could prove us wrong.
Yeah.
But Synapse comes back in and is like, right, time to die.
Yeah.
Butcher's like, all right, come on then. He's like, no. I'm going to do Huey first so you can watch. What are you, stupid?
Yeah, of course I am. I'm going to make you watch him bleed out. And Huey straight away is like, ooh, you like to watch.
Yeah, don't you? Yeah, we know that's your MO. Like,
you're the person who sits in the cook chair.
Yeah. And
you hide in the closet.
Huey says, yeah, you like to watch, don't you? And that's because of your brother. And he's like, what did you fucking say?
And he's like, I can picture the autopsy
pictures.
Photos. I can picture them now, and these images start to flash. And he's like, after you made your little brother gut himself with your alcoholic mother's corkscrew.
Yeah. He was still alive when he did that.
Yeah. He was only 7 years old. And
the most tragic thing is you actually loved him. Yeah. And
he's getting all distracted at the flash.
Smart Huey of picturing it in his head, so that
which led me down
the psychic has to picture it in his head.
Well, I couldn't do that.
No, you couldn't do that because you can't picture things in your head.
Yeah, and I wonder how that would work.
Well, maybe if he can picture things in his head,
because there's
can still rifle through your brain.
There's like 48 tabs going in there at any one time, so like.
But he still could.
And it's all noise.
But he could still rifle through your brain
through the noise.
If you had seen those photos or were aware of it.
Yeah.
you still remember it.
Yeah.
You don't picture it in your head, but you still remember it. It might not have the same effect on him as Huey picturing it as clear as he can.
As opposed to your fucking Ultra H4
I have the ability to picture things in my head, but I don't have like perfect recall or anything like that. But yeah, it's a good plan from Huey to distract him and to slow him down. And he even says that when he mentions the pictures and the brother, Synapse is like, oh, I'm going to fucking gut you just like I did him.
Yeah.
And Huey's like, no, you're not.
For it. And that was one of the moments where I was like, oh, I want more of you.
Yeah, he would.
Fucking brilliant. Like, just.
Not in season 5.
No.
There's enough to be doing in season 5, but he would have been a really cool, like, season 2 or season 3
the
random
most of what
person.
We've seen of all the people with mental powers is they all seem to have gone crazy. It either was that they went crazy and were on medication, or went crazy and lived in the woods. But the ones that were like crazy from the get go and were like,
I just think
it's like an expansion on that, like
cool.
the psychic serial killer kids in Supernatural.
Which episode's that now?
The one with Ansalda.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that's a really early one. Yeah.
The early on yellow-eyed demon.
Yes, sorry.
The babies being fed demon's blood.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, you're super fun. And I really like the guy that's playing you. You're really interesting.
Yeah, and he would have been a really cool Soup to have in, like, maybe late in season 2 or season 3.
Like, he's the perfect person for making people have epiphanies.
Well, he is the one. For what we wanted Homelander to use the psychics for, he would have been very good.
He's actually perfect.
Because he can make people think things and do things.
But if he could also, if it works en masse, which it seems to, like, he can at least make the pair of them see the same thing. Could you not make everybody see the thing for them?
Yeah.
Like, at the same time, where it's just you and the whole audience sees whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
Do it all, like, en masse conversion.
Well, yeah, but I think at this point we've established that Homelander doesn't want that. So he could do that, but Homelander doesn't want that. But yeah, so Huey tells him, you're not going to stab me or gut me because I was distracting you this time. Because while you were in my brain,
you weren't in
his brain.
And the squelch should have happened then.
Yeah, because he says, while you were in my brain, you weren't in his brain. We were distracting you. And then the squelch. Yeah. And I think it would have been better if he had said, we were distracting you. While you were in my brain, you weren't in his. And when he says his and mentions Butcher, then Butcher fucking stabs him.
Squelch, yeah.
And it's a small thing.
Yeah, and then Butcher being like,
I'm going to enjoy this one. But then I enjoy them all, don't I?
Yeah, it's fucking
and
wrong.
Just
and then
rips him in half.
Squish. And immediately Butcher is like, right, call Frenchie.
What I really liked about it was when he rips Kessler in half, it's Kessler. But when he steps over the body, it's back to being Synapse in just the normal Synapse clothes and t-shirts that he was wearing before. And I was like, little nice bit of attention to detail. Because I was like, if it's Kessler's body still on the ground, that's a fuck up. But no, it was not a fuck up. So yeah, Huey grabs the phone out of the corpse's pocket and tries to call Frenchie, but
Frenchie's broke his phone earlier in the episode.
Yeah, we didn't actually mention it, but
had a kerfuffle.
No, it's the last time he took Kimiko out and was showing her the phone.
Yeah,
she kind of collapses and he drops the phone.
Yeah, and with the picture of Simone,
with the picture of the dog. Yeah. And she collapses and he goes to catch her.
His phone. The phone kind of rings a little bit and then dies again.
Yeah. But while Huey is trying to contact Frenchie, MM and Annie have obviously gotten everybody else.
Yeah, commandeered a vehicle.
I'm assuming that's the vehicle that they came in.
Yeah, it's one of the vans, so it's easy to get them in and out.
Yeah, so they load everybody onto the back of this van, U-Haul, whatever, and drive them to Marie and Jordan's place.
Yeah.
And let them out.
Well, the really bigoted lady who was like, fuck Starlight, is like, thank you, Starlight.
Yeah.
And the Gen B kids are like, what the fuck do you want? Annie is like, I need your help.
Yeah, I need your help.
And they're like, okay.
And hopefully she means we need your help in the next episode, and not we need your help to sort out these guys who we've just rescued.
Yeah, don't be sad. No, I think
oh no,
they're gonna die.
No, she better not bring Frenchie back from the dead.
No, the amount of radiation he gets, he is soup.
But depending on how quickly they get there.
No, he's soup.
She better not bring him.
He's liquefied.
Because that would also...
Like the spiders are like tasty liquid dinner.
Yeah, no, I think he's dead.
Oh,
plus it's going to give,
as
you said, it's going to give Kimiko
motivation,
a reason to go fucking psycho. Because I kind of...
Face Chewie Rampage?
Well, no,
remember what she was like when she was just doing jobs for the fucking...
Yeah, when she was giving into thinking that she was a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I'd far rather her do it than Marie do it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know if she succeeded in getting the powers or not.
Yeah, but Marie can also, I think, wasn't Marie going to be able to boost powers?
Oh, that's a good point. Marie could bring Kimiko across the finish line if she's close to having the powers.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, we were kind of assuming Soulja Boy was going to do it. It could be Kimiko depowering him.
Yeah. And then Butcher kicks his head off.
Well, yeah, see, this is the thing now. Butcher...
No, but you know, the fucking, which cover it is it? That's the parody of The Dark Knight Returns with the kick off the...
it's trade 8 or 9, I think.
Yeah, but that in silhouette, but he actually kicks his head off.
Well, Huey kicks off A-Train's head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I want that silhouetted, big, dirty booty.
Yeah, see, this is the thing that I was just about to say. As much as I want Homelander to be depowered, if Homelander gets depowered...
They're going to kill him.
No, if he gets depowered, we can't have him and Butcher having one final fight. Unless him and Butcher
You just want a big ravenous fucking giant hammer smash it out.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it would, like, the whole show has been about Butcher versus Homelander overall. So if Butcher and Homelander
taking away his powers would break him.
Oh yeah, I would prefer that as an ending for Homelander. All I'm saying is, if that is the ending for Homelander...
Unless we get the big beat-em-up fight...
Before he's depowered. But Butcher's not strong enough to take him on.
Yeah, but they have to get him down. Like, enough of them get him down. Because it takes time to charge, unfortunately.
Yeah, so they have...
It's not a point and go. It's like X the Eliminator's fucking death ray.
Yeah, they have to wear him down.
Everyone got a fucking extension lead.
Can you stay there for just another 2 or 3 minutes?
Oh, come on.
But, yeah, I think...
You know, the way that they did... take him on at Herogasm.
Where
they kind of tag teamed him.
They have to fight him down.
Where Jordan, perfect. Marie can be like literally either boosting people, healing people, keeping them like medic.
Well, Marie's already taken laser blasts off Homelander.
And she can hold him.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a big brawl thing. It's just, if
a strategically type one where they're like, right, if you go in and do this and we do this and we do that and we have this, because they have to take him down like that, because you got to keep... There's things you got to watch out for with Homelander. It's the laser eyes mainly. So you need to try and get Starlight in there to fucking blind him ASAP. She's done it before.
Yes.
And if you can do that and get something wrapped around his head.
At the start. Well, she did at the start of the season. Yeah, if it's a combination of things. But no, all I was saying was...
and gouge them eyes out, because eyes are always a soft spot.
All I was saying was, if he gets depowered, there'll have to be a big dust up between him and Butcher beforehand, because we can't not have him and Butcher have a direct fight in the final season.
No, after cock teasing it for 5 seasons.
But anyway, we have to discuss Kimiko and Frenchie before we even get to the possibility of Kimiko taking him out, because Kimiko is on her last try of the...
Yeah, Sage has come on board. She's done all the math. It's all going well. Frenchie's phone is attempting to ring. They don't see it. They're blasting her for the very last time, because it's this or she's dead.
Well,
and
she won't survive another one, because he goes to try and turn it off,
and Sage is like, no, she will die if you try again.
We have to. This is our last try. And she won't be able to heal from another go. So it's either this or nothing.
Seconds or something like that. It is long enough.
Well, I think they had been doing 13 or 14, and this one's 30.
Yeah.
He stops it on 30 anyway. Yeah. Even after Sage says this is our last chance, he still goes for the button. And Kimiko's like, don't. Yeah. Please.
She's the one who has to stop him.
And
it doesn't matter anyway, because Frenchie at least smartly set up Doppler on the roof.
No, he stops. They stop it once it reaches the time, and she collapses on the floor, and he's calling to her, and then he hears the alarm.
Yeah, and he's like, I set up a Doppler on the roof for any unexplained flying objects or soups.
Yeah.
And he's like, 3 minutes out. Nowhere to run.
Yeah, 3 minutes out. It's not enough time to run. And me and you were both like,
I kept 3 minutes out from my house. I
could get a lot of Homelander is fast.
If you don't have exit paths out of your house, you probably never read the Zombie Survival Guide.
Well, not even that. But Homelander is fast. But if he's 3 minutes away, he's still 3 minutes is 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah. Whether you're on foot or not. I mean, look how far Becca and Butcher made it with Ryan.
Well, also, unless that school is surrounded by an infinite flat plane with nothing on it...
Also, it's probably got them
Homelander's not going to be able to see
basement. It's probably got them mad pipes down there. We have extra noise and clankies and shit like that.
But even if you just run out of the building...
Yeah, you could go.
He's 3 minutes away.
Yeah.
That, as I said, unless they're surrounded by an infinitely flat plane, there's going to be other buildings to run between. And when Homelander gets there in 3 minutes, he's not going to know what direction you ran.
Yeah, he just knows that you're there.
3 minutes.
A 3 minute warning is plenty enough. I mean, it's the nuclear warning.
Like I said, even if it was A-Train who was coming, it wouldn't matter because 3 minutes is 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's a long enough time to run. Like, you wouldn't get very far, but he knows where you are now. In 3 minutes, if you've run, he won't know where you are.
Yeah.
Now, he might still be able to find you.
But it'll take him a little bit longer.
He has a worse chance of finding you than if you just hide in the building. And the only reason he doesn't find Sage... And
like they're like smart enough to go and put her in the air vents because
it's zinc and he can't see through it.
Air conditioning ventilation systems in the US are zinc coated.
It's the only zinc thing in the building, so he's going to go straight for it, and that's what he does.
He knows that they know that.
So
and I'm also like, why can't he hear their heartbeats? Because he hears Frenchie tippy tapping.
Yeah.
Although that's the only bit of zip, because we haven't seen any V1 powers at all. We haven't seen any sort of enhanced V1-ness or anything like that.
Well, we haven't seen... He does very little in this episode except for choke out Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
And then take a couple of phone calls.
Yeah.
And then he shows up here at the end. But yeah, so...
That fucking zip
So anyway,
menacing as fuck.
3 minutes apparently isn't enough. And they hide Sage and Kimiko in
There's
the zinc
not
thing.
enough time for Frenchie to hide with them, so he's like, I'll go off and hide. Room. And I'll go off and hide somewhere else.
Yeah, he hides in the uranium room.
Yeah.
When Homelander arrives, he looks around with his X-ray vision, spots this zinc thing and goes...
he's going to go and...
I can't see through that. That must be where they are. And walks towards it. Like you said, yeah, why can't he hear their heartbeat? Especially when he hears Frenchie's tap, tap, tap.
Yeah.
But I did really like that bit of him just going tap, tap, and then Homelander's fucking there.
Yeah,
that was nicely done. But yeah,
Hello.
I also love his The Frenchman.
You.
And walks into the room and he's like, oh, so you really are trying to give...
You're trying to recreate Soldier Boy's powers.
Yeah, Soldier Boy's powers. And he says, we already did.
Yeah.
And they're coming for you.
And you can see the little, like...
He's a little bit worried. Yeah, because he knows Soldier Boy could do it.
Yeah.
And if they have really recreated his power...
Because his poker face is not great.
He doesn't have a poker face.
Yeah, he's never had to.
he's never had one.
But yeah, because he's like, at this point, he's like, he can't tell if Frenchie's lying to him or if he's just because he's terrified of him. Like, at that point, you can't tell if somebody's lying.
I don't know. I don't think Frenchie's terrified of him.
Yeah. But he is just like, they're coming.
But Frenchie knows he's dead.
Yeah.
But
especially when he opens the... Because... I think that's what sells it, is he's like, oh, we already have and they're coming for you. And then he opens the panel.
Yeah. Homelander asks him where they are and he gives him the finger. He goes to point and then he turns and gives him the finger.
And then he
Homelander's like, oh, ha, 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 aren't you so fucking funny?
Yeah.
And then, I can't remember exactly where he opens it.
And he's like, look
it's
at
after
you.
It's after he says we already did.
Yeah, it's after we said we already did and they're coming for you. And he looks all nervous and then he opens the panel.
Yeah.
And then he's like, look at you. I bet you never danced a day in your life.
Yeah. I like that line.
Yeah.
And Homelander just gives him this grin.
And I was like, oh no, they're going to get out and he's going to be like all over the uranium room. Or it was very potentially going to be a Spock.
Yeah, you thought he was going to still be in the room.
Yeah, and be like, don't come in. And
the way they cut away from him immediately and then you just see him leaving.
Well, you hear it and then cut between Sage trying to stop Kimiko
from screaming and
then you hear the poof
of him leaving. And I was like, did he kill Frenchie?
I do love the way Homelander takes off, by the way. It just... his
little dip of the knees
and then his he's diving,
like he's throwing himself into the air.
Yeah, like he actually has to use the arms to like get the push up. It does amuse me so.
Yeah,
like he doesn't just take off like like when you see like GC or something like that, especially in some of the animated ones, they just float off.
Yeah,
very gracefully, and then like he actually seems to have to physically like push.
Yeah. I don't know, it's great, especially when you see it without the special effects.
Oh yeah, he just hops.
He just hops.
It's up there with that.
I was just about to say. But he leaves anyway, and Kimiko runs out and finds Frenchie on the floor.
He's crawled his way
liquidy,
out. Bleeding.
Yeah, he's covered in blood. And
fairness, that level of radiation, everything inside is turning.
That's what I assume. I'm assuming
he's just
through a combination of the fact that he was already going to die anyway.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid of you. Homelander just
left him to die.
No point in killing this guy.
Yeah.
Because he's going to die anyway, and he's not afraid of me, so I won't kill the person who's not afraid of me.
Remarkably less murderous this time round. Because he was leaving the 4 lads as well in California.
So we think that was partly just because he didn't want to seem like a little bitch in front of Daddy.
Yeah.
Because Daddy had already been like, can you not take a joke?
He's just like, well, you're squishy.
Yeah, you're dead already. So I don't think he did. Or if he did do something, he just punched him through the stomach.
Yeah.
And that's why Frenchie dragged himself across the floor. But I think it was more just, it's the radiation. He's just liquefying on the inside. And that's all just pus and blood coming out of him. That's what left the trail. I don't think Homelander actually did anything to him.
No, I think that is just horrific radiation poisoning.
But Kimiko finds him.
On an insane scale. Like, that's like the Expanse when they're trying to get off Eros, kind of.
Yeah. Properly irradiated. Yeah. But yeah, Kimiko finds him and tells him he's an asshole for doing it. Why did you leave me? Yeah, why did you do that? And then says, but thank you for saving me. Yeah. Saving us. And he says, no, you saved me. And there's the line from the comics is used of Je t'aime from the first. It's his last words to her. It works there.
I don't think it has the same
It doesn't have the same impact.
Because in the comic books, they're never in an overt.
They're never in a relationship. Yeah,
like they care for each other, they look after each other,
and it is a romantic love. But we've said in the past, it's a romantic love that can't be expressed physically because of how the female is in the comics.
She's really, really.
She wouldn't be able to not hurt him.
Yeah,
and they've never expressed their love for one another.
He has V, so he is strong enough.
Yeah,
and that's where you get, like, because we commented about that in like season 3 or 4 about the use of if you must inflict violence, inflict it on me, for I can endure it.
Yeah, it's bad for your soul to do it.
That's one of their really like sincere heart to heart moments where the level of affection and love that they have for each other is expressed.
And I felt that when they used that line in the show, they hadn't earned it yet, and it was a bit of a throwaway line. Here, I will say, I feel more like they have earned the ability or the right to use that Je t'aime from the first, but it doesn't have the same. It doesn't, because they know they love each other. They've had sex. Only
time it's said.
She's constantly talking about the sex that they've had.
Like and it is the only time it's said between them.
Yeah, and he's already said in this episode that they're going to have kids and a dog together.
Yeah,
she knows he loves him.
Yeah,
so. It is a nice last line from Frenchie, but it doesn't land anywhere near the same as it does in the comics. It is heartbreaking in the fucking comics. And because
he's got one arm, he's caressing her face, she's stood on the little apple box because she's so tiny.
Yeah, they've just seen the bomb. It's too late to do. They don't have time to run in the comics because it's like 3 seconds left on the bomb when they see it, and he just has enough time to tell her, I love you from the very first moment.
Yeah.
And it works here, but it doesn't work anywhere near as well as it does in the comics, I think. But if you were going to make anything his last line, it was going to be that.
Yeah.
And that's
Huey
probably the
and
only
Butcher
reason.
have arrived in at some point during this.
I think it's just at the very end of it.
So we're left with sobbing.
Screams and cries after he says that, and they arrive in, but it's too late to do anything. And Karen Fukuhara can do some serious ugly crying. Because some people just can't. They can just do the, like, I'm so sad. But she's full on
snotty,
full on in like despair, crying, doesn't care how bad it looks, and it's very well done.
I think this would be motivation enough for her.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, she didn't necessarily need the motivation in that sense of she was going to do whatever she could to help in the fight. But now she has even more motivation.
Yeah.
Motivation's not the word I'm looking for, but like now she has to get revenge.
Well, now she has nothing to lose as well. Yeah. So she's just become way more dangerous. So her and Butcher together are going to be interesting. Yeah, so
I think they have set up the finale fairly well here.
I don't know. Like, I think it's just going to be a big whack-a-mole.
Well, yeah, but in terms of, I have seen a lot of complaints about how nothing happened in this episode.
No.
And I'm like,
stuff didn't happen.
we got Annie and MM back on track. Yeah. We got the origins of MM's name. We got to find out what really happened with Kessler and Butcher. And Huey kind of knows exactly what Butcher is like here.
Yeah.
Frenchie died.
Soldier Boy died.
Soldier Boy went back in the tube.
Yeah.
But I think it has...
Not too obsessed with like that choice. I'm like, okay.
No, but it is a thing that happened.
Yeah.
So it is a development. Father has realised...
Sage is kind of back operating.
Yeah, Sage is back with her big brain and actually on their side. Yeah. And Father, as you said, is starting to realise that maybe what he signed up for isn't quite
what he signed up for.
But I think it's less about Father and more about showing us that Homelander really is willing to just leave it to the 4 or 5% of the planet who truly believe in him.
Yeah. Just how far he's willing to go and just how crazy he fucking is.
Yeah, Homelander's ready to kill the planet.
Yes.
And now our boys are ready to take him on. Those who need to have a good heart, have their good heart back. Kimiko has the motivation, and Frenchie's finally dead.
Yeah.
Like, there were some issues with it, but like, I don't think it deserves to be the lowest rated episode of the series ever, which is where it currently sits on IMDb.
No, I would like, the first time I watched it, I did have issues with it because it is the penultimate episode. I was like, huh? But watching back through it, I was like, oh no, wait, that's resolved this, that's done that, that's provided this. And it's the same, I think you were saying with like episode 4, you were like, felt like it was a bit of a placeholder episode, whereas I was like, no, they needed to sort out
stuff that needs to happen. Yeah,
they need to sort this shit out before going into the last thing. Otherwise, like, it could crop up or be used against them, so it needed to solidify sides and things.
But that said, the virus.
Yeah, what the fuck's
that's the one thing where I'm like, the virus just isn't mentioned in this episode at all.
No, for any reason.
And I feel like Homelander, even though he's got the V1, Butcher would still want to use the virus, and we kind of thought that was where it was going to go.
Yeah, I think it's still be gung-ho on the virus.
And fair enough if he's not gung-ho on the virus, but we need some explanation as to why.
They changed the virus to, like, attack V1?
Yeah, will Sage try and adapt the virus? But yeah, it just feels weird that it's just dropped off entirely. Yeah. There was no mention of it. I know once they get to the Vought Studio stuff, Butcher has more things to be worried about. But the earlier part of the episode, when they're having their fight and he gives his Spice Girls pep talk, the fact that it doesn't come up there at all.
Yeah.
Even for one of the other guys to be saying, like, you know, when Huey's like, it's over. You know, Homelander has the V1 and now there's no point in using the virus. But that line isn't even in. So I assume the virus will come back into it next.
I don't know,
but it should have been mentioned here.
And, like, now the person that could have done anything with the virus is dead.
Who, Frenchie?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose Sage could as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was a bit weird that there was no virus mentioned at all. But that aside, I didn't think this episode was as bad as it has been getting reviewed. Maybe I'm just seeing the negative talk and I'm not seeing as much of the positive talk.
Yeah.
And also, I try not to spend too much time on social media before we've recorded the episode. You know what I mean?
Because it can be...
just so that I'm not colouring my opinion with other people's opinions, you know what I mean? But that said, I still did enjoy the episode.
It is. Yeah, no, like, it is still, like, it's nice to see everybody back on form after all the knocks, and kind of how they deal with this will be how successful they are with the final.
Frenchie's dead and MM's back on track. So, like,
that's we're good with that.
We've been saying all season, don't kill MM, do kill Frenchie, and they've done that. So all that's left is to talk the final episode when it releases.
Yeah.
But as ever, guys, thank you for joining us. In the meantime, if you want, you can head back and listen to our previous episodes, or you can check out our other podcasts, Mono Rants at the Movies, or Death Rants, a Metalocalypse podcast, or you can come and chat with us on Twitter at RantsMono, on BlueSky at Monorants, on Instagram at monorants_the_boys, or you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. And we'll catch you all next week.
Bye-bye.